MVO Channel News, where news is real. News update.
Namibia's first female president, Dr. Ndemupelila, Nandi Netumbo Ndaitwah, delivered her debut speech at the UNHQ in New York, calling for world peace and all member states to help fast-track development, promote youth economic empowerment, and equal representation at the world's highest decision-making body, the United Nations Security Council.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Ezuwine Consensus and the Third Declaration, which jointly constitute the common African position on the reform of the UN Security Council. We acknowledge the support from all interested groups for the common African position, which culminated in the recognition of Africa as a priority and a special case in the reform process, as reflected in the outcome document of relevant United Nations process, including the Pact for the Future. We can no longer delay the urgent call to redress the historical injustice to Africa and address our call for equitable and balanced representation on the Security Council. Madam President, the Charter of the United Nations has laid the foundation for conditions necessary for peaceful coexistence and harmony among nations. Therefore, unilateral coercive measures should not be used as a tool to undermine sovereign state, for this violates the Charter and the principle of the United Nations. In this regard, we call for an end to the continued illegal economic, financial, and commercial embargo imposed on the friendly people of Cuba and removing her from the list of states sponsoring terrorism. We call for an end to the illegal sanctions on Zimbabwe. We are also gravely concerned about the emerging threats against Venezuela and call for the removal of sanctions and the threats against that country. Madam President, the UN Commission of Inquiry on the occupied Palestine territory, including Israel, Eastern Jerusalem, has just released its findings that indeed a genocide is being committed against the Palestine people. Despite the clear provision of the Security Council and General Assembly resolutions and advisory opinion rendered by the international community of justice, the humanitarian situation in Gaza is worsening and access to humanitarian aid is severely limited. A failure to address the crisis in Gaza could become the moral failure that defines this era. We call on the UN Security Council to find consensus and help put an end to the lasting conflict between Israel and Palestine. Madam President, I call for a meaningful reform of the United Nations as a call for the meaningful reform of the United Nations has never been more urgent. This reform necessitated democratizing global governance, amplifying marginalized voices, and ensuring international law is not a tool for convenience, but a shield for most vulnerable. As I conclude, I wish to reaffirm Namibia's commitment to the international obligation and the multilateral order. Respect for international law is not just a legal duty, it's a moral imperative. We must reaffirm our commitment to the principle that unite us, mutual respect, and peaceful resolution of dispute, and solidarity in the face of common challenge. Let us remember that even the smallest nation have a voice When those voices are heard and heeded, durable peace and justice will prevail. We have an obligation to make this our moment, not to disappear, but renewal. We have the opportunity to restore hope, to build a future defined not only by division, but by unity and preservation of human dignity. I thank you for your kind attention.